Hi everyone, welcome to your latest Planning Outlook updated on Tuesday the 17th of March. It's been a very constant weather pattern in many recent weeks and months, but that's set to change through these days ahead as finally high pressure builds in further across the British Isles and turning the wind flow round to east or southeasterlies, something we've not seen for a while. It's a chilly air mass that will dominate through this weekend, so mountain terrain generally frozen with some hard overnight frosts. Uncertainty in absolute detail onwards into next week, but high pressure may still be never too far away. Starting off with temperatures, and this is the chart showing 850 millibars. Now that is a level in the atmosphere which at this point in time with higher pressure building in is just a bit higher up than we sometimes see, so compared to the highest Scottish mountains we're looking slightly higher up in the atmosphere, say around 1400-1500 metres above sea level. Gives us a steer though still for where the temperatures are going. And it's a cold air mass that's across the British Isles later this week. This is onwards through Wednesday into Thursday. A frontal system will be across England and Wales, but that chilly air is becoming more expansive as we head toward the back end of the week as the wind flow turns around to a north and northeasterly and stays very much in place through this weekend. So you'll see hard overnight frosts, you'll see temperatures on the mountains generally sub-zero, bit of diurnal variation in those temperatures and freezing levels given the strength of the sunshine at this time of year. You tend to get a bit of lifting of temperature more than you would see in the winter season on the mountains. This is even onwards into next week and it stays on the chilly side, but temperatures just tending to lift a bit from the south with time. It could become quite complicated with some inversion conditions in place where the hills are actually warmer than lower slopes, certainly in the mornings, with that risk of frost ever present. This is how your charts are looking for the next few days then. It's a wriggling front which is draped across England and Wales on Wednesday, and these things are always a bit tricky to deduce what they're going to eventually do. They move around so slowly. But it's basically a zone of rain, drizzle and low cloud that's going to be stuck across Wales, drifting slowly southwards, I suspect, away from the Peak District as the day goes on, but it might be a slow process here. Further north across the Pennines and Lake District, that front is mostly away early in the day, so an improving story here as the front is just drifting gradually southwards. Across Scotland, it's a westerly flow which will be strong and gale force across many of the higher mountains, with showers of snow and hail coming in from the west. That same frontal system is still draped across the south of Britain into Thursday. A bit of uncertainty how far into Wales that is. It might still be that the south of Wales, the Brecon Beacons, get low cloud and some patchy rain and drizzle and some snow across the highest tops from this, but it shouldn't amount to a great deal, that front tending to weaken and pull away even further southwards with time. Further north, we've got a bit of a tangle of a front to the north of Scotland, producing a few zones of snow and hail showers for the far north. Otherwise, a few flurries coming in from the west coast of Scotland is about all you'll see. Areas further across central and eastern parts of the Highlands staying more commonly dry, with just one or two afternoon showers of snow or hail popping up, and generally a dry story under a ridge of high pressure for the south of Scotland and the north of England, with mountains generally free of cloud and temperatures a degree or so above zero by the afternoon. There's the high then that's building in by the time we get onwards into Friday. Whatever's left of any bits of showers not amounting to much by this stage. One or two flurries though coming in from eastern coasts across Scotland into the Pennines perhaps as well at times, but generally few and far between. Western coastal areas favouring best for the best of any cloud breaks and sunshine. It may be that some banks of low cloud come in off the North Sea at times. That's the main uncertainty for the end of the week, just the extent of a cloud sheet which may just exist in eastern areas. Strongest winds then across England and Wales as east or northeasterlies, and that front that's still lingering around the Channel should be away from Wales by this stage, so most of the hills generally free of low cloud. It's a keen easterly wind though, and that's going to make it feel cold through the weekend, particularly across the hills of Wales, where the winds may well be up to gale force, 35-40 miles per hour or a bit more, with that easterly flow, and also a brisk easterly across the Pennines and the lakes through Saturday. Lighter winds for Scotland. Generally it's a dry story. There'll be some broken cloud and some sunshine, best of that around western and northwestern coastal hills. The high then, centred to the east, is blocking the progress of any fronts coming in off the Atlantic. Doesn't move too far as the weekend continues. It stays with a generally brisk easterly wind across the southern half of the British Isles, lighter winds across Scotland, although that southeasterly might just tend to strengthen with time. It's a dry story overall. Again, there'll be some areas of cloud, chiefly across eastern regions and western mountains from Wales to the Lake District and western Scotland, broadly free of cloud with some sunshine around. Now we're into a slower moving weather regime then, one which the computer models don't handle quite as well. They actually do quite well with westerly regimes coming in from the Atlantic. It's a bit simpler for them to resolve, but once things are moving around slowly, it does become a bit more of an awkward one a week or 10 days down the line. High pressure then is still nearby, centred to the east as we go through into the start of next week. A little cut-off low is somewhere around the west of Portugal. And it's then just to what extent the southwesterly wind strengthens again over the Atlantic that's crucial early next week. If that can get in, it might be that we just see a return of some gales and some fronts trying to come in from the Atlantic towards northwest Scotland, which could turn things rather downhill again here. So that's one to watch in the early stages of the week. I suspect many places away from northwestern coastal areas of Scotland still stay broadly dry with just well-broken cloud early next week. Still a fairly chilly air mass, although it turns a bit more southeasterly with time, so temperatures maybe not quite as cold as the weekend. And overall, as the week carries on, high pressure is never too far away. There may be another recentering of that high over the Atlantic, which takes shape through the middle and second part of the week and keeps Atlantic weather systems then still at bay further ahead. So even if we do see a bit of a blip early in the week, many indications would suggest that fairly high pressure and generally dry conditions are around towards the following weekend. We'll keep an eye on those details though, and I'll update the video for you on Friday. Stay up to date with your local forecast, of course, every day on our website. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.